Black Me Up podcast. I'm Lily.
I'm Zay.
We're keeping that. And this is Nappy Girl, Pretty Girl Radio. So let's hop into it. We don't know who we are. Okay.
I think it's hitting.
Let's do this right. Let's do this like any other regular podcast. How was your week?
Not bad. I did a lot of painting this week, so...
Yes, tell them about your painting, please, because you're kind of killing it.
I've been postponing it for a while. Like, a while.
Yeah, a while.
But yeah, we took some photos last month.
Oh, our photos?
Yeah.
Last month.
Our picnic, and so...
First day of phase 2. These bitches were out here.
Yeah. And so I really like the photos, and so I decided, like, that kind of, like, gave me inspiration. I was like, oh,
get painting.
Why not? So, yeah, you're my model.
Yes, and I fuck
my
with
first
that.
model.
I fuck heavy with that.
But it was interesting. It was a little frustrating. You don't realize how hard it is to paint brown skin because there's so many shades.
And you did so good, because when I look at paintings and when I look at skin, the way that the skin flows, the lighting hits the skin in a painting is so important. And you did that. Girl, like, you're talented, barely, and you don't realize that.
Barely.
She said barely.
But yeah, it's coming along. Like, it needs a lot more work.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully this kind of pushes me to do more.
To get started. Yeah, because I think you do have a future selling paintings.
I don't know about selling, but as a hobby.
As a hobby. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know.
Work towards it. And this week I've just been working. Like always.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do anything for fun.
For fun?
No, I'm kidding. I do some stuff, but...
Say one thing that you've done.
Edited the podcast.
Okay.
It's like literally, other than working and sleeping and editing the podcast, because like I just think of so many podcast ideas, like too many, that we never get them done.
I honestly imagine the amount of ideas and stuff that runs through your head.
It's ridiculous. I have to smoke weed to level it out. Yeah. So, and also sometimes smoking weed messes me up because it makes me more creative. So I'm like, fuck, I smoked this bowl to go to sleep, but actually I'm up for another 3 hours because I couldn't stop writing. So that's how weed affects me. But enough of that, because I never want to talk about weed on this podcast again.
You know it's gonna come in the future.
I know it will definitely come
sooner or later.
Definitely. But let's get into these topics. So, Halle Berry wants to play a trans woman.
Why?
Oh, or a trans man. She misgendered her character. So honestly, I feel like the news is just kind of
stuck on it.
Yeah. So I don't know if she's playing a woman transitioning into a man or a man transitioning into a woman. But basically, my first thought on this was, of course, Halle wants it. She wants to play somebody other than somebody who gets their kids taken. And for the whole movie is trying to find their kids. So she wants a challenge. She wants that Grammy. She wants that ESCOT.
That's a big topic specifically, because then, like, an example would be, like, when... Because I've had discussions with other people about this, where European African, like, black people or Africans play African-American characters, and African-Americans specifically get all, like, pissed off because they think, okay, like...
that dude who from Queen and Slim... Both of them. They were playing African Americans, but they were both from the UK. And a lot of people. Salem witch trials?
No, it's the one about Martin Luther King.
Oh!
The guy that played him is British, somewhere from
Europe.
Oh,
shit.
And so, a lot of people have shit to say. Yeah, a lot of African Americans were pissed off about that.
Because he was,
Because they kept saying, like, they don't understand the historical, like, the culture.
That is true.
Like, you wouldn't understand, so you can't feel the anger and emotions. It's like...
That is true.
He's an actor. That's what you're supposed to do. Play a part.
That is true, but also taking this role as Halle Berry away from somebody who actually is transgender, who's looking for roles, who doesn't necessarily have roles that are written for them. This could just go to somebody who could play the role 100% because they're aware of the background and the character, but also somebody who could use the job because their gender, their sexuality is just frowned upon in Hollywood because no characters are written for them. So it's like there's a character written for a transgender person, but a straight woman wants to play her or play them. So
I see where you're coming from, and I understand.
Because there's lots of great transgender people who will probably never get on the big screen, and this could be a chance for somebody.
I understand that, but also, like, when it comes to film...
That is true, too. Okay.
There's, like, a broad range of, like, focuses.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what it's called. But, like, if you want something that's realistic...
Right.
There's a broad, like, a range of ways you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that...
Right, like, I do not doubt that the creativity on the set and, like, her makeup and, like, her I don't doubt that it would be great or astonishing, but I'm like, you're really making over a woman to look like a man. When this could have been...
Oh, have you seen the show Pose?
Oh, I love Pose. Well, I haven't watched it in a while.
Yeah, I forgot what her name was. But there's a character on there that plays a transgender woman.
Oh, who's just straight?
Maybe I think she's a trans. Maybe I thought she was.
I know, right? Maybe it's just me projecting. Like, I don't know.
No, she does. She does. But she's a like, she's a full woman. She's not transitioning. She's not, I don't think she's bisexual or any of that, like.
She's just.
You know what I mean?
Right, playing a character.
Right. And so, I personally don't have a problem with it. But I do understand having that opportunity for people that are in that position and understand more, like, emotionally, mentally. Right. But if they want Halle Berry, they want Halle Berry.
I know. Halle Berry said, I'm sick of chasing these children. Got me in a Suburban for 45% of this damn movie. Halle Berry is tired.
Also, it depends how well she'll do. I don't know.
Right. It depends on how well she'll do. And also, maybe... Because I think it was the writer who of the script who pitched it to her, and she was like, yes. Yes. So, the ideas could change.
I think it's more interesting to know why she said yes.
I know, and I read an article about that, but girl, I don't remember, and I have nothing pulled up.
Because honestly, that's a difficult character.
That is it's a difficult, complex character that needs...
If you've never been in that place. Yes,
absolutely. Especially if she'll... what the fuck? Especially if you want to portray it properly and make people feel it. Like, it's difficult. Girl, we got alcohol in the studio today. That's why we a little tipsy. We always just be talking thirsty. We never even have water. We never even have water.
I was about to say, actually, we should do this more often.
I know, we do need to do this more often because, like, I'm talking now. Okay, let's get through these topics. Jada, Will, and August.
Okay. That's,
So Jada took herself to the red table to talk about herself.
This reminds me of the meme.
I know. The pointing at each other. Yeah, that's the funniest thing. But how do you feel? Did you watch any of it?
I watched a little bit this morning.
Okay, because...
It's literally the first thing that popped up to my...
Onto your social media feed, right, because everybody was talking about it. Because I saw the Jada... What the fuck? I saw the August and Angela Yee interview.
It was Angela Yee that...
It was Angela Yee? I know, I was like, ooh, okay, Angela.
Because I didn't watch it, so...
Right, but he talked about a lot of things throughout the interview, mainly just losing his family and being in really deep... depressed places. Mm-hmm. But when he talked about Jada and Will giving August Will's blessing to, be with Jada, then I was just like, wow. Because everybody's always assumed that Jada Pinkett and Will were in an open relationship.
Oh.
Remember? No, because I remember years ago, and I even remember walking into Albertsons with you and our friends, and there was that picture of Will Smith on the magazine, and wasn't he in the back of a limousine? Then it was like a chick, and his shirt was undone. I literally remember that. But, I know, asking the wrong person, because I haven't even Googled that, to be honest. But it brought up Will and Jada being in an open relationship, and how they're navigating it, and how now they're spiritual partners, so they know that they're not...
Compatible, but...
or on a physical level, they don't want each other intimately, but they know that they need to stay together spiritually. I know. I was like, wow. But
this is news to me.
Girl, I say divorce. But in this new interview on Red Table, I thought that it was, first off, I know they're professional actors, but Will looked so hurt. And then there was a period when Jada, she just said something like, we got into this entanglement, and then Will said, I wanted to leave your ass a long time ago. Then he said long ago. And it was the way that he said that, I was like, there's something.
There's still something that's not been, like, healed, resolved.
Absolutely. But I'm like, this is a one-sided relationship. Somebody loves somebody more than the fucking other.
Damn.
Okay. I got that from a 7-minute clip on YouTube. And also, I don't really pay attention to Will and Jada's relationship, because even once Will started getting big, doing, like, his motivational stuff on, like, Instagram and YouTube, I was still kind of like, that Will isn't necessarily the person that I want to hear these things from.
What do you mean?
If we're being honest.
Really?
No, I love Will Smith, and absolutely I listen to his things, but I'm like, I've always felt like there was just something wrong in that home. So I'm like, I really don't want to take relationship advice from people who are broken. Stuff like that. So I always took it with a grain of salt, but I'm like, Will Smith really, if we're being honest, isn't the person I'm taking
That's interesting.
full on advice about my life from. But I love listening to him. Right. I think he's awesome, but no.
That's so interesting, because I never followed up either on them, like, especially, and the whole motivational thing that Will did.
Right. Because he was big for a while.
Right. And I don't know. But I did buy into the kind of, like, perfect
family. Everybody did.
I kind of did. I'm not going to lie.
Do you remember when they were kind of rebuilding that perfect family brand? Because I do, and I was kind of like, this doesn't seem like the Will and Jada from a few years ago. They weren't like this.
Really?
Like, the way that they've just navigated the media around their relationship, I feel like is very interesting. Because also, in the Red Table Talk, it seemed like they were trying to recant what August was saying, because August in the Angela Yee interview said Will gave me his blessing. In the Red Table Talk, Jada said, well, what the
I know
fuck
she
did
said,
she say?
She said, first of all, let me clear this off.
She said you guys didn't make an agreement.
Right.
Not blessing.
Like
yeah, she took the word blessing out and just made it seem like it was almost like a contractual.
But also, like, what I heard was they were separated at the time. And
right.
She was doing her own thing, and Will was doing his own thing as well, like living separately or whatnot, and just living their life separately.
That's crazy.
And so, but you could tell, like, because I watched a little bit, like 3-4 minutes of it, but, like, I agree, you could tell that Will, one, felt some type of way still.
Yeah.
He was not over it.
Yeah.
And two, wanted his name clear, like this.
Yeah, he wanted his name clear.
Right.
The turnaround on that Red Table Talk was quick.
Exactly.
So,
but I going back into, like, the whole perfect family thing, I did buy into it a little bit.
Yeah.
But also, I didn't, like, fully
idolize it.
Right. I didn't idolize it at all, and so it was like, nothing's perfect forever. And so when stuff came out, like, they had relationship issues and stuff like that, I was like, this is normal.
Yeah, exactly.
This is normal. Like, they're married, they've been together for hella long. Like, what do you expect? Like,
what do you expect?
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I felt like this story just completely flipped.
It was just interesting. The way that it came out, first off.
Also, like, I don't know if I didn't fully believe the...
August?
No. The open relationship thing.
Neither did I. I was kind of like, this just seemed... Neither did I.
Especially if you're someone that's like a motivational speaker like that, and then you're...
And the crazy thing is, okay, so another angle that people were taking was Jada was supposed to be August's mentor. He was in his 20s, and she was in her 40s-ish. I don't know how old Jada is. Let me not talk about her age.
Right.
But a huge age difference. A huge just life difference in terms of, like, what they know.
It's kind of like, if you think about it, like an older man with a younger girl. Like,
yeah.
You
it's just
understand that she's young and trying to understand life, whatever, and you kind of like...
And he's leaning at you for help.
Right.
And Will even said that, like, when we first took in August, we were helping him with, like, medical things, with, like,
what
just
do you mean
family.
by taking in, like, actually, like...
I know, I was wondering that, too, because I honestly just think, like, just family, like, you're welcome here anytime. We're here when you need. That's kind of just my ideal.
That's kind of weird, because you don't know this person.
Right. And how did how did August and Jada get close?
Close like that. That's what I want to know.
And I also swear there's hundreds of photos of them together, because every time somebody's talking about them, then I just see a new photo of just Jada and August together. So I just think it was crazy. If Jada was taking advantage of him, I just think that's sad, because he was already in a vulnerable spot.
But also you got to remember what mental and emotional state she was into.
She was in, exactly, and she talked about that too. Yeah. I just think it's fucked up on all angles. It's fucked up.
Well, Will got the bad end of it. So.
Yeah, Will got the bad end of it. And honestly, divorce.
Just throw it away.
I see Jada up there with Tracy Ellis Ross and the single bad black bitches. Like, come on, let's do this. But next, because I don't have too much on that topic. Just think about
that. It makes me stressed.
It makes me stressed the fuck out. Because I love Will and Jada.
It's messy.
Right. That Will and Jada love. That Jada and Will love. Nope. So Kanye running for president. Are you voting for Ye?
Girl.
Are you voting for Ye? Imagine Kim in the White House. DC Fashion Week.
I don't even know how to feel about that, honestly.
I honestly think it's a distraction. Part of a distraction. But I also think Kanye is just a fucking...
I also wonder his relationship with Trump. Because is it like you being close to your enemy, or you truly believe what this person is stating and their belief system? You know what I mean?
Right. Because Kanye said he took off the MAGA hat. He doesn't believe in Trump anymore. He doesn't...
See, I've not been that up to date.
I just saw it trending on Twitter. I saw a red hat. And I saw Kanye West. And I said,
is that
scroll.
Also, like, tricking us to think... You know what I mean?
Media, journalist, publication, the way these places work. Harold.
I don't know what to believe.
I don't know what to believe.
But how do I know about
I'm not voting for Kanye.
Thank you.
I remember, was it Akon? Akon was on The Real. And he said, whenever Kanye goes up for president, he was going up for president. And I kept that in the back of my mind, because I was like, Akon, I wouldn't be mad.
Akon, I don't...
Nobody wanna see us again.
I hate you.
He's singing it to the White House.
I don't know about Akon. He does a lot of great things, like,
and he was saying he like monitors prime ministers in like Africa. He was like, I could do this shit in the U.S.
Back home, he does a lot of great things.
Oh my god, I love
He's the one person I can say like he does a lot of great things back home.
That's bomb. Go ahead, Akon. Okay, so let's see. TikTok being banned. Do you use TikTok?
Girl, no.
Neither do I. I downloaded it once, but then I deleted
Sounds
it.
Rare has TikTok now?
I know, I saw it, but she's about to delete it. The U.S. is going to make her delete it.
What?
TikTok is being banned from the U.S. because apparently it's Chinese data farming.
That's what I heard.
So it's taking all of our data, our information, and just basically sending it over to China. What they're doing with it, I don't know. Maybe they have a cute little spreadsheet. Maybe. I don't know what they're doing with that stuff. So, but none of my things are on TikTok.
I don't have anything. I don't have a TikTok. I don't plan on getting a TikTok. I don't see the point of TikTok. Like,
but
wasn't it called something else before TikTok?
Musically, wasn't
yes.
it? Wasn't it music? No, TikTok was its own entity. Musically was its own entity.
Seriously?
TikTok bought Musically.
I thought it was the same.
If I'm correct, they were their own entities. TikTok got so big because they saw how Musically was growing in the U.S. and said, boom. Then TikTok got access to all those Musically accounts.
Okay.
Yeah, now that I remember, because I was trying to think of, weren't they something else too? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see what the hype is about TikTok. I mean,
a lot of people just liked it because it reminded them of Vine. Like, remember how awesome Vine was?
I loved Vine.
But it was just longer. Like, I don't even know the TikTok limit. You could do like up to minutes, I personally think.
Yeah. And I know there's like effects and stuff too you can do.
Right. Oh, those effects. Those people with hundreds of them dancing. Those kill me. Okay, but we need a US-based, preferably Black-owned TikTok replacement. Hit us up, blackmeuppodcast@gmail.com.
But I know my life would be fine without TikTok.
My life is perfect without TikTok. My life is chilling. I've seen maybe a couple of TikToks that have made me actually cry laughing.
Exactly, yeah.
But other than that, TikTok's not on my radar.
No, thank you.
Okay, so want to take a little break real quick?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, let's take a break. Hello, you guys, and we're back. And for our main topic, I guess, we're just discussing identity and just
girl. Sorry.
Well, not fully. We just gonna touch on this.
Range.
It goes super deep, but I didn't even finish, girl. Let me finish my sentence, girl. We're gonna talk about basically how the U.S. school system wipes identities away from people from foreign places, people from different countries who speak different languages, because Lily went through that, and I believe we touched on it a tiny bit in one of our first episodes that I don't think you guys can access because it's old as hell, but we touched on that, but you were about to tell me a story.
Yeah, like my grandpa, he came here. Okay, so my grandpa went to a Catholic school back home.
And where's home?
He's Eritrean. And so he went to Catholic school, graduated, went to college, and then became a journalist. And he spoke traditional language, Italian, Amharic, Arabic. He was very
thorough.
Yeah. And so he would travel to Italy and back because he would translate Italian newspapers and stuff.
Wow.
For his country. And so he was very educated, very, very educated. And then when he moved here to start, because he already had 5 kids at the time.
Oh, damn.
And my grandma. He started at square one.
Oh.
Everything that he did back home did not apply.
Wow. It was just invalid.
No one cared. Yeah, it was invalid. And so he came here, he started working as a security guard or a janitor or something, you know what I mean? Just to make ends meet. But yeah, it just sucks that a lot of people come here as well. He has an engineering degree from back home, which is in Ghana. He moved here after college at 24 or 5, and he has to start college all over again.
Wow. I did not know.
He's taking college classes right now. And because it does not apply. It does,
it doesn't apply. It doesn't matter. They're basically saying, what you could have learned, or even though you went through years of this, you have to go through years of that here because their education isn't sufficient.
Exactly.
And also, one of the main reasons I wanted to bring this topic up was because I just think it's crazy how, you were pushed back in elementary school because you didn't speak enough English.
I didn't know any English.
You didn't know any English? Okay.
I spoke Arabic, a little Tigrinya, and Amharic, but English, I did not know English at all.
That's crazy.
And so I think it sucked having to, and that's the reason why I lost all the other language. Well, besides Tigrinya.
Hey, lit. My favorite.
I don't remember Arabic.
My favorite to say too.
But yeah, it sucked. It was hard. But it was kind of a benefit, too, because I was so young. So young, yeah. You were able to dissect. Morphed and, easily. But having to get pulled out of class to take those English classes, it was kind of embarrassing because at that age, when you're young especially, you want to fit into your own social community so much. Yes. That me being pulled out felt like it was an obvious, you're different. Oh, yeah. I was just shit, can't hide that. Oh, yeah. But I graduated elementary school, and then when I got to middle school and high school, I had friends that were in classes like that, that got pulled out of class to go into, English classes. I'm not gonna lie, I was thank God I graduated. Right. Because, again, that embarrassment. Yeah. And I guess I would imagine it gets even worse when you're in high school and stuff. Yeah.
But it's sad because you'd assume that these schools would have these systems in place to help these students that can't speak this language. Or because what bothers me is the fact that a lot of times their native language is just practically shoved aside. And it's like, you lost a lot of that. What if they would have had what was one of the language, like a Swahili interpreter? Yeah. So that while you're in class, you could learn English, but you're also not necessarily losing a lot of those things. Because that's a lot of things that I've been seeing online. Like, a lot of natives will lose their language and their sense of being because they just have to be somebody else or who they should be in school systems. And then when they go home, it's almost like they're completely different.
That's interesting because, again, I'm only speaking for myself.
And we could all only ever speak for ourselves, okay? And this podcast is a safe space. So if you got some shit to say, go.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't know how much the school system can do in that sense.
That is true.
Also, I can't really say, like, everyone chose to come here. You know what I mean? But,
see, that's why, in the sense, the case of everyone not choosing, then why force everyone to speak English?
That's the thing. I don't see it more as of an educational problem. I see it more as kind of like
society.
Our society, our community, our social issue. Because for me, my mom spoke Tigrinya, and her family did, and that's who I was majority of the time. So school English, got home, I spoke traditional language.
Okay, so
my mom,
it was two completely different.
Oh, it was two different lifestyles. And so
that's crazy too, though.
And my family were not going to, like, I had the culture, the language, everything.
No English.
That was not going to stop them just because they're in America for you to know where you came from and your ethnicity and everything. So that wasn't going to stop them. And so I know a lot of parents, I personally know a lot of, like, African parents that their kids, come home to the culture life, but it's not the same that experience that I've had. It's more like softened up, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
A little more Americanized, and so
there you go. Okay.
That's why a lot of them can understand the language,
but they can't speak it back.
Not at all. They cannot speak it, write it, whatever.
That's like me when I hear Spanish. It's like I've been around Hispanics and Spanish-speaking people for so long that, like, I could understand it. I just genuinely cannot speak it.
Right, and that's the responsibility of the family, the parents. You know what I mean?
To keep that culture strong.
Exactly, and so I don't think it's an educational problem because the school system is going based off their own country. Like,
off of their country, right.
This is what we use to communicate. This is what we use, you know what I mean, in our country. And so you're going to have to conform to that.
Right.
And you as a family decide, as a family member, decide, like, what to do with that, really. You know
See,
what I mean?
I like that perspective.
Yeah. And so, I didn't feel like I will personally say I felt more of the pressure to be Americanized by my peers.
Oh, really?
Yes.
By your school, by your American peers or by your African peers?
American peers, peers. I felt... I didn't feel like I needed to deny
who you were,
my ethnicity and my culture and all that. But I felt like, again, to be included, to be seen as a part of something, that I needed to,
be more
American
like
clothes, speaking in, like, a proper American accent, and move as like a certain way, eat American food, and understand the lingo and all that great stuff.
Oh my gosh! And I fucking love your food. I love African food.
Traditional food.
Yes.
I always think of you when my mom makes traditional food. I'm like, damn, should I buy
I don't know why.
That?
Yes, you should. Whenever you think of that, yes, you should. Whenever you go over to your mama's house, invite me.
I'll specifically bag some for you and just drop it off quick.
Oh my gosh, because That would be so awesome if we could do like a mukbang where we just eat traditional African food. Because
I get full easily now.
What's it called? The bread and Jada. That's my shit. Because I would literally just buy the bread. Once you showed me where that place was at, I would just buy the bread and just eat it. I didn't know how to make.
You literally can.
I didn't know how to make any of the shit, so I was just like, peanut butter and jelly won't work.
Well, good thing is now, my mom makes it from home, so.
She does?
Yeah. She ain't playing with that COVID shit.
Oh, true.
Thank you.
Because I remember looking up like how to make different things, and I watched a woman on YouTube actually like make the bread, and she had the actual thingy, like the big ass. Yeah, you know, girl, you know.
Yeah, I forgot.
You
I don't
know
what they're called.
And then that actual tough flour, the tough, whatever, tough, yeah. Tough, there you go, T-E-F-F. I don't know why I said tough. Girl.
I don't know why you clicked.
Because I was trying to. I can't do it. I said tough. But I would love to go to Africa, like, on some real stuff.
Yeah.
I think it is a goal for me to go to Africa.
I think it's a goal for a lot of people, especially, like, African Americans. I know that for sure.
I would love to do a DNA test and just find the actual...
You know what's funny? I've been really eager to do that.
Can we?
But one thing I heard that, like, insurance people can take that information. Like, it can be sold out to insurance people.
Be like, this bitch got type A.
Right? They can determine how much they can charge you and stuff based on, like...
I remember seeing that, and then I also remember seeing that your information could get sent to, like, police and stuff if it matches. Like a case.
You have a record and stuff?
Record or a family member, like... You had a family member who committed a crime. You did a DNA test. Bloop, they got your swab. It dings that you're a family member. And then it's like, we know the family we're looking at. So,
dang.
I mean, I don't commit no crimes or nothing. A bitch just wants to know where the fuck she's from.
I don't know about my family, though.
I know, right? I don't know about
my family. I got some wild cousins. So.
Right. All my niggas in Texas. All my niggas in Pennsylvania. I'm protecting y'all.
You owe me.
You owe me, exactly. But
that would be cool. Like, I also want to do that because, like, I don't know. As far as I can go is just my grandparents.
Right. Oh, my God. But that's awesome. You're able to talk to your grandparents about where you came from.
Somewhat.
Bitch said somewhat.
Yeah, my grandma, because my grandpa's dead. But there's still a language barrier to some degree. Like, because she's, like... The traditional language that I know is, to me, it's very surface level.
Oh, yeah.
And she's just like traditional, because she was born and raised in a tribe.
She's 10 toes down in that tribe.
In there. And I'm just like, hold up, wait a minute, slow down. But
I love it. I love it so much.
It's really interesting I think also when it comes to that subject, I always think of like African Americans and how like
I can't find shit. Well, actually,
how sad that kind of makes me.
Right, because it is sad. Because I know my family has been doing research for years. Because I remember being young and going to Texas to stay with my family in Texas. Then they had a giant poster of our last name and then just like a history. And when I was younger, I never read it. Like I kind of wish that I did.
Did you know how to read?
No, girl, I just didn't care. I was just like, I'm young. I'm here. Yeah. I'm in Texas. I don't want to go back to Washington. Yeah. I want to be here with my cousins. Vacation. How come when I go back to Washington, I'm the only me? You know?
Damn.
So I just didn't care. I was enjoying my family. But now I'm like, I remember that poster, so there's some history there. And also there's some debate that my family came from the Caribbean. Ooh. And that we were never slaves necessarily. So, but I'm just like, I don't really know. I'd love to just know, because the whole family just has their different, what they think, what they maybe want. Mm-hmm. So it's like, let me just get that DNA test. Show me that I'm from Cape Town or something. Like, I don't know. Like, let me just get that country and let me just fly there. And I just want to spend time there.
It's so important, I think, the knowledge of your heritage and all that, like history of family.
I want to know.
And yeah, you don't realize it as a young person until like you get older.
Until you get older and people die off. And then it's like, you know your great-grandpa used to do this and this for this and this cause. And then it's like, no, I actually didn't.
Especially when
I would have loved to talk to them. Yeah.
You're like, what do I have to give to my kids? Like, information do I have to give?
Right. He asked, where'd that come from? Like, other than this body. I can't tell you none of that.
But yeah. I don't know. It's just like the eager and the curiosity to do it, but also the fear.
Oh, girl.
It's like, do I take the jump and just get to know a little bit of myself?
And understand that I could dig up things that nobody knows.
Right.
Or that nobody would ever tell me.
Also, like, what do you do with that information?
What do you do with that information? That is true. I mean, it's like, if it makes you feel bad, I guess, like, you grieve because, like, that's the humanly thing to do. But then it's like, how do you discuss things with family?
That's the big thing. Like, that's a huge topic that I like. Discussing with family members about your family history, whether good or bad.
Whether good or bad.
So hard.
And knowing that it could bring up things that hurt, like, whoever you're talking to.
Because I feel like a lot of the times, that's why grandparents and family members don't tell the young kids. One, you're too young.
You're too young, right.
This is grown folks conversation.
And when you grow up, then it's like, it's not in their minds.
Right, you don't need to know. It's not like, you grow, like, it's fine. Like,
yeah.
But it's so important. But then it's so hard to bring it up because you don't want to get your ass beat.
You don't want to get your ass beat. Then it's like, even though I'm a grown woman, it's like, I could be seen as somebody, like, who's just asking these things and has no place to know these things.
Right.
It's like, I'm a grown-ass woman and I want to know these things for myself, but because I'm going to you and you have these protections of that information.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it should be just free for all, like, conversation and be able to flow just smoothly about regardless good or bad, because it matters.
It matters. It really does. And whoever fucked up the family's probably gone or probably ran away if they is alive.
Also, I saw this great video on YouTube. Abba and Preach.
Oh, yeah.
I think I talked about
we literally, the last 3 podcast episodes they've been brought up. So I need to
shout out. But
shit, where they at? We fly out.
Abba was specifically he was by himself and he was talking about, like, how he cheated in a relationship.
Oh, wow. Wow.
But the great point that he brought up at the end of it was that we as humans are always scared to admit that we've been villains in our own stories.
That is true, because as a human, we only see things through our own lens, and through our lens, we see ourselves as the superhero, as the person that needs saving, as the person that can save.
Or the victim role.
And the victim, but not the person who actually did damage, because sometimes it genuinely hurts.
Because we don't
to accept it.
We don't like that perspective. We don't want
I don't want to look like the bad guy.
No, we don't.
But sometimes you look worse just running away from all this shit, not saying I was wrong.
But yeah, he was stating how important that is to admit and state the wrongs that you've done in life.
Jada.
Oh.
Okay, go.
Okay, we taking a pause.
I know, right? Flashback.
But yeah, how important that is in a storyline. And just going back to our family history and discussing it with our family members, that I think that's what they're scared, is becoming
the villain.
Not becoming, but identifying as the villain in their story. No one wants to do that.
Nobody wants to.
No one wants to admit their wrongs, mainly because a lot of times they haven't accepted that they've done wrong, or haven't come to contempt, or
they've just suppressed that for so long that they truly believe they didn't do anything wrong.
That too, yeah, completely flipping the story, yeah. It's crazy if you really deeply think about it and unfold it. It's just like, damn, okay.
And it's super funny because I was thinking, I saw this tweet and it was like, you know what? Villains in movies actually, aren't all that wrong. It's just the way that they go about things, the way they destroy, the way that they may steal, do this and this. It's like, yeah, we understand you were adopted and got hurt and just want a better world, but why do you need to destroy the world to make it better?
That's true.
But then it's like, if we just all look at the times where I think we've all been villains and just said, hey, I did what I had to do in this moment and I hurt somebody and I have to accept that and talk about it in a way that makes you uncomfortable, because not everything is going to make you comfortable. Sometimes you have to be uncomfortable and feel like, why am I shaking? Why am I doing this? Am I just gearing up to attack? Am I ready to yell? Like, what is up? Let's just communicate and figure out everything within ourselves.
That reminds me, like, the Joker movie.
The newer one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that one was crazy. But yeah.
Was it just Joker?
I think it was just Joker.
I think it was just Joker, yeah. But a lot of people had issues. I remember I was taking a film class at the time.
Ooh, that would be a great, bitch, bring up some of that discussion if you can.
We barely talked on it because a lot of people in the class didn't see it.
Okay.
And I was one of them. But I was like, keep talking.
Right, keep talking.
And so they had a lot of, we talked about, like, the backlash that people had on it. Like, we're just like, how did, because I don't know if you've seen it.
I did.
I don't want to ruin it.
Oh, yeah. No, I watched it. You're not going to ruin it. If you haven't seen the Joker movie, skip forward. If not, and you don't give a fuck, then just listen.
But, yeah, how he's kind of like school shooter mentality.
Dead ass.
And I was like, that's life.
That is life.
But also, like, the discussion we were having was like, villains are humans as well. Do you get what I'm saying? They're not just born to, like,
be evil and have no heart.
There are social impacts that happen that changes the individual
and how they think, how they perceive things,
how they go about life. And so, a lot of times, those negative impacts will create a villain, a so-called villain. And so, I felt like, when I watched it, I was like, this is a perfect, like, example of a non-fictional
villain.
Yeah,
because
villain.
The way that he also moved throughout his life, he knew how to act in front of other people.
Oh, yeah.
And he just knew the situations that he had to be in.
Exactly. And so I loved it. I was like, shit.
I really did enjoy it. Watching it with my boyfriend. It was really fun. But the end shocked the fuck out of me, and I'm not gonna lie, I was speechless for maybe an hour. Yeah. I wasn't expecting it. Because wasn't the end, it just went, he shot the talk show host, and then boom, that was the end of the movie?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it just faded to black, like, literally. Like, everybody's running, and then as they're running, it fades out. I haven't seen that show in a minute, and I watched it while I was laying in bed, and, you know, when I be in bed, I just don't be paying no attention.
Right. But, yeah, I loved how realistic it was.
I actually did too.
A fictional character and applying it to, like, society.
And I loved how a lot of the conversations some people were having, like, I don't necessarily remember, but you're watching a movie in the perspective of a villain, and it's making you go along with him. Like, I understand why he's doing this. That's why they did it. And then it makes people question themselves. Yeah. Like, whoa, why am I okay with this? Why the fuck? Like,
exactly. Girl, storage
on the iPad. We're good.
But yeah, I think that's why people loved it so much, but also hated it.
Because it makes them think. People hate to think.
Reality check.
All sense ain't common. So some of them people really don't want to think.
Say it again.
Say it again. Say it again. So, yeah. I think that was a good conversation. I guess.
It was an interesting conversation.
Are you the villain? I guess that's what I'll call this episode.
Yeah,
I kind of like that because it kind of hits up everything we talk about.
It can actually go back into like full circle if you.
It could go full, literally,
back to what we were saying in the beginning.
Woo!
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's take one final break and then end this show.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all, we're back. I want to hear the CD too. So as me and Lily, we got a new studio space. First off, shout out. We were walking around downtown Seattle, and we saw these people handing out CDs. And I walked up to them, and the CD that we got was the Callie and Cavalli show?
Cavalli show, yeah.
I was about to say Cavalier. The Callie and Cavalli show, and this CD's Swag Flu, and I'm kind of excited to listen to it. Because honestly, I loved Support. I wanted the girl CD so bad.
I know, like... Is it the G generation? The Z?
Generation Z?
Generation Z would be like, how the hell you work this?
I was like, there's too many X, Y's, and Z's.
I know, I can't tell.
I found a textbook from the 1960s, and they were talking, it's an entrepreneurship textbook, and I bought it from Goodwill. And as I was reading it, it said, this next generation may be called Generation E. And I'm looking at it like, when was this written?
Right.
And then I Googled, is there a Generation E? Ain't no goddamn Generation E.
Too many letters, I'm sorry.
So, yeah. I just thought that was really funny in the way that times change.
Right? You want to tell them something
about the CD. So the CD that we got by Flyworld Entertainment. Do you want to read the first few and I'll read the last few?
No, thank you.
Okay, so the track list, we got Stand Up, Boss Nigga.
I'll say that.
You said don't say that.
True.
I was going to say, I'm black, girl.
No, like on
Boss
YouTube,
N-word.
I'm just gonna say, like, if we ever do a YouTube, there's
can't
so
say
sensitive.
nigga. Yeah, can't say nig.
You can't say rapist. You can't
say fucking sexual assault.
You can't say sexual assault, which is
that pissed me off. First off, but okay, because there's actual sexual assault, but it's okay. You know, and they're just living their entire life with sexual assault, but I can't talk about it on a platform. Okay,
you gotta make up words.
Gotta make up fucking words. Okay, so this track list is Stand Up, Boss N, Swag Flu, Fly Shit, I'm assuming, Super, If Loving You Is Wrong, Criminal Minded, Motion Flick, Superstars Affair. Ooh, I actually kind of want to hear that one. And What They Want. You do the next one. The next.
Shoes by Prada, Take Off, Check the Swag, Criminal Central. That's a lot of criminal. Okay. Elevate Us, Sweet Dreams.
Oh, Beyonce.
Even If.
No, I just noticed that.
Hit That Trap.
Oh!
Going Hard, Before I Let You Go.
Before I Let
I'm so
Go.
confused. It's like hardcore and then just.
I know.
Soft and then, like,
it went like hardcore and then it went softcore. Maybe we just flipped the. Maybe we should flip the CD. Is it like two-sided? No, I fuck with it.
Is it two-sided?
No, CDs ain't like that.
There are CDs that are two-sided. Wait, is that?
We had too much to drink. Bro, I'm thinking of the big ones. The big ones. You go to Urban Outfitters. They still live in Urban Outfitters.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry too. I'm so sorry.
A DVD?
Bitch! Not a DVD, a fucking... You buy it, you flip it. Motown Records, you buy it, a needle, turntable. I have no idea what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're talking. I see it. I visually see it. I see it.
I just imagine myself walking into Urban Outfitters at Alderwood Mall. Yeah, no, because you go into Urban Outfitters and they're right there.
I know what you're talking. Up the stairs.
Yes.
Why can't we see it? I can't remember.
No, I'm actually dead. Okay, so while we look stupid for 5 minutes, let's just, if you know what we're talking about,
help us.
Email us at blackmeuppodcast@gmail.com.
We'll find like 100.
I know 100 people are. You mean a turntable? Not a turntable, but what you put on the turntable. Okay. So, any final words?
People still give away CDs?
You know what? That hometown freaking vibe is really nothing to be played with. If you could get that hype up in your hometown.
But, like, what are the amount of people that actually
listen to CDs? That's a really great question. But also, what are the amount of people who maybe just keep CDs in their car, might forget, take the aux cord in and out of their car, might forget their aux cord and just pop a CD in.
That's true.
Also, those cars made after 2009 have the 9 tracks. They have the ones where you could put in like 9 CDs at a time. I mean, I've only ever had those as rental cars, but I know there are cars that have the ability.
Like, I know mine takes CD. Well, actually, we might.
Oh, we're going to be vibing on our way home.
Maybe. Don't get too excited.
Okay, so first, we're listening to
and people still have MySpaces because let them know what their stuff.
Okay, so you can email them if you guys want to hear their music. Bidiachi, BIDIATCHI at yahoo.com or streetmoney27 at yahoo.com. And we'll probably post on Instagram our ride home, vibing to their music. So, any final words?
That was pretty much it. That's mainly like my
like shop. Who uses MySpace?
Who uses MySpace? And like, do people actually still
sell CDs?
People
still pay Dat Piff to promote their mixtapes.
You're kidding.
I was so shocked. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Jeez.
Keep the fucking actual concern for Black lives in your company's fucking SOPs, okay? Black Lives Matter always. Don't just use it to be trendy because it's not. We see right through you.
Weren't we supposed to talk about that? Like businesses kissing ass?
Yes, businesses kissing ass and diversity reports. We were going to look at some diversity reports from companies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so maybe next episode we'll hit y'all up with that. So thank you guys again.
Thank you.
Follow us on Twitter. I know I do not even know how to end this bitch.
I don't think we do end it properly. Like I don't think we have an ending.
I know we're still figuring out our ending.
Bye.
But bye. Follow us on Twitter at Black Me Up Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at Black Me Up Podcast with an A, and email us at blackmeuppodcast@gmail.com. Have a great
adios
day. Bye.